focus. Aid trucks have started entering Gaza after Israel has reopened a key border crossing, which is a vital step towards easing the humanitarian crisis. Meanwhile, Israel and Hamas are preparing for a major hostage prisoner exchange as US President Donald Trump and Egyptian President Abdel Fattah Al-Sisi are all set to co-chair a Gaza peace summit tomorrow in Sharm El-Sheikh. There are more than 20 world leaders who are expected to attend this summit. The summit itself aims to consolidate the ceasefire and lay the groundwork for long-term stability in the region. Meanwhile, a senior Hamas official has stated that the group will not take part in the formal signing of the peace deal. With us on the broadcast is Professor Rohan Gunaratne, international affairs expert, joining us from Singapore. Thank you so much for taking our time and speaking to us on NewsX World. Apart from President Trump and President Al-Sisi co-chairing the meeting, we're expecting senior dignitaries, including UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres, France's Emmanuel Macron, UK Prime Minister Keir Starmer, Italy's Giorgia Meloni, and Spain's Pedro Sanchez to also be present at this high-stakes summit. I want to understand from you, what are your expectations from this crucial meeting that is slated to take place tomorrow?
Pia, what is so important is that 20 world leaders will participate in the summit with Field Marshal Sisi, the president of Egypt, and the US President Donald Trump. What is also important is that these leaders will support the Trump plan for restoring peace, not only in Gaza, but in the Middle East. So it is a turning point for the entire Middle East. Of course, Hamas will not participate in it because Hamas staged the attack. And what is important is also that Hamas not be given a platform when the world leaders gather, because if a terrorist organization like Hamas is given a platform, then of course terrorists will think that future terrorists will think that they can do attacks and be invited to such gatherings. And equally, what we are seeing is that in the Middle East, there is a tremendous focus on what is going to happen to Gaza, because the Palestinian people have suffered considerably after this attack that was staged by Hamas in October of 2023. And now in Gaza, the aid relief trucks are moving in. And also there are bulldozers that are clearing the roads and the streets. So there will be a new Gaza if Hamas and its allies, that is the Palestinian Islamic Jihad, the Palestinian Mujahideen movement, all these other groups that are also holding hostages will release the hostages in the next 24 hours.
Indeed, sir, I request you to stay on with us as we're tracking some other very crucial developments from the Middle East. Iran's Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi has stated that Tehran seeks no reason to resume nuclear talks with European powers. Araghchi has stated that negotiations with E3 countries, including Britain, France and Germany, would be pointless, questioning what positive outcome could they possibly achieve. Now, his remarks come a day after the three European nations stated that they were seeking to restart stalled discussions over Iran's nuclear program, talks that have been frozen for months, especially amid growing regional tensions and Western concerns over uranium enrichment. We do know that snapback sanctions have been once again placed on Iran, a move that Russia and China sought to delay at the United Nations Security Council. However, the vote did not go in Iran's favor and the sanctions are once again in place. Talks with the E3 powers were taken place because talks with the United States has broken down, considering the fact that Israel had attacked Iran and so did the US bombard three very crucial nuclear sites. That is not all that has taken place. In the meantime, Iran's Foreign Minister Arakchi has also stated that the country is open to considering a fair and balanced nuclear proposal with the United States. However, Iran has not received any such proposal for nuclear talks yet. He's also made it clear that Iran will not stop enriching uranium, but will consider measures to build trust that its nuclear program is peaceful. Still with us on the broadcast is Professor Rohan Gunaratne, international affairs expert. Interesting statements coming in from the Iranian foreign minister. He has rebuffed attempts by the E3 powers for negotiations to take place, but in the same breath, he's also stated that Iran is open to a fair and balanced proposal from the United States of America. Are we seeing this sort of balanced approach, this open approach, considering the ball is currently in Iran's court to the United States as of late, despite the fact that it was the US that had attacked its 3 nuclear sites, because Iran is becoming increasingly isolated in the Middle East?
You are correct. What we are seeing is that Iran is afraid that the United States and Israel will attack Iran again because there has been significant activity in the Iranian nuclear sites that were bombed by US and Israel in June 13th to 25th. Both the Israelis and the Americans attacked and disrupted Iran's nuclear program. Iran was only 1 month away from developing a functional nuclear weapon, and Iran has recommenced its program. Iran is likely to be attacked at any time again by Israel and the United States. So Iran has no option. Iran has very little leeway to ensure that the international community will once again trust Iran, and it will desist from enriching uranium to a weapons grade. Personally, for me, Iran should have no nuclear program because of Iran's support for terrorism, global terrorism, Hezbollah, Hamas, Palestinian Islamic Jihad, then of course the Yemeni Houthi movement. So I personally believe that Iran should have no role at all to recommence its nuclear program, whether it's civilian or military. And what is important is for Iran to understand that it is best that they open their sites to the International Atomic Energy Authority, and they work with the Europeans and the Americans so that Iran will not be attacked again.
All right, Professor Gunaratne, with that, I would like to thank you for taking out time and sharing your perspective.